Why I Live at the PO Final Project by Brianna Kipper for Class English 210 in Summer 2024. Who wrote the story and its history? Why I Live at the PO is written by Eudora Welty. The story was originally published in the Atlantic Monthly magazine in April of 1941. The story was then published by Penguins Books in 1995, which is pictured next to it. The story was then inspired by a photo that Welty took one day. The photo is of a woman who is in the back room of a post office ironing clothes. The book, Why I Live at the PO, was one of Welty's most popular stories that she wrote. Characters of the story. Sister. She is the narrator and protagonist of the story. She is 1 year older than Stella Rondo. She also is jealous of her younger sister because she feels less important than her sister. Stella Rondo. She is the narrator's rival and younger sister. She is separated from her husband and brings her child home with her. She expects all the attention from her family and all the support. Papa Daddy. He is sister's grandfather. He helped sister get her job at the post office and is proud of his beard. Mama. She is a 200-pound woman who shows favoritism to Stella Rondo, even though she says that she does not. Uncle Rondo. He is a temperamental and easily provoked man who was scarred emotionally and mentally from being a veteran. Shirley T. She is Stella Rondo's adopted 2-year-old daughter. She is silent throughout the entire story except for just a couple of times. Mr. Whitaker. He is sister's ex-boyfriend and Stella Rondo's husband who is estranged. He is not in the story but is the reason for the sisters fighting. People mentioned throughout the story are people in town: cousin Annie Flo, Aunt Jep Patterson, and Nelson Eddy. Settings of the story. The family home in China Grove, Mississippi. The small post office in China Grove, Mississippi. The hammock outside that Papa Daddy is laying in. Sister's bedroom where fireworks are set off by Uncle. The house that they live in is in a small neighborhood in town. Summary of the story. The story begins with Stella Rondo moving back home with her 2-year-old daughter because her and Mr. Whitaker separated. Stella Rondo tells everyone that her daughter is adopted, but sister thinks that she looks like Papa Daddy. When the comment is made by sister, it upsets Stella Rondo and creates an argument between the two of them. When Stella Rondo came home, sister became jealous of all the attention that she was receiving from her family, especially her mom. Uncle Rondo shows up for the 4th of July in Stella Rondo's kimono. When he shows up in the kimono, it causes another argument between the sisters because Mr. Whitaker gave the kimono to Stella Rondo instead of her. Summary continued. Sister starts to accuse her mother of playing favorites and decides that everyone in the family has turned against her except for Uncle Rondo. The next morning, sister wakes up to Uncle Rondo setting off fireworks in her room. She then decides that she is going to pack up and move to the post office. When she goes to leave for the post office, she tells her family that they can visit her. In return, they tell her that they will not visit her. At the end of the story, she had lived at the post office for 5 days, and no one in her family had come to visit her. She decorates, plants butterbean vines, and makes the post office her own. After doing all the redecorating, she is happy and loves the peace. Themes throughout the story. Individual and family identity. All the characters in the story have no proper names except for Stella Rondo, who is named after the uncle. Truth and falsehood. Throughout the story, there is lying, exaggeration, and misinterpretation of remarks among family members. Irreversibility of isolation. Throughout the story, sister felt isolated even while living at home with her family. Sibling rivalry. Throughout the entire story, there are fights going on between sister and Stella Rondo. Symbolism in the story. The radio refers to the lack of communication between family members and is one object that sister takes when she moves to the post office. The post office represents freedom and being trapped for sister when she moves to the post office. She has freedom from her family and the fighting, but she is still informed about her family from afar. Shirley T. refers to all the lies and miscommunication that is done by Stella Rondo throughout the story. One-sidedness refers to how the story is only in sister's point of view and no other perspective. Here is the video of the author reading her story and the video of my PowerPoint presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.